What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Ralphdatrader here, back with another video. In today's video will be a short video. This was a requested video by a trader. They wanted me to break down the NASDAQ trades that happened on Monday and on Wednesday, so I would kindly do that for this trader, just to show them, what it is that I see when I come to the market, and maybe it will be able to help them with their journey. Okay. Now, first thing for me, I always like to have a daily signal. Stacy always says, that you need a daily signal. Okay. So, like I always tell you guys, the two daily signals that I like to look for are close and breakout and inside day signals. And the setup that I like to look for is the pump and dump and pump, or the trap and shift A top V bottom. Now, depending on you as a trader and where you're at um, in your journey, you maybe want to focus on one signal day and one setup. Okay, so you can just, for instance, you can just say, I'm looking for the inside day signal. All right, and the setup that you have mastered, maybe it can be the pump and dump. Okay, so only look for the inside day signal and the pump and dump. All right, or you can look for the inside day signal and say you've mastered the dump and pump, or you can do the trap and shift, you know, A top, B bottom. So if you are struggling, I would prefer you to just focus on one. Okay, just focus on one signal and one setup. That's just my opinion. All right, but you as a trader, you can do as you please. So now let's get right into it. Breaking down these two trades that happened on Monday and Wednesday. Now, we had our daily signal, okay, on that Friday. This is something that we already know before we even come to the market on Monday. We have our daily signal. So this allows us to put the NASDAQ on our watch list, okay? What is the inside day signal? An inside day signal is when a market closes inside of a daily range. That daily range is the previous day's high and the previous day's low. All of the trading volume stays inside of this range, giving us our daily signal. Okay. The inside day can offer us a trend trade or reversal trade. And then what I said, all signal days can offer you a trend trade or reversal trade. It just depends on what setup that you're looking for. Okay. Now, in this instance, for me, okay, I'm looking for the pump and dump. Okay. I look for pump and dump and pump, trap and shift, A top, V bottom. All right. So we have our daily signal. Now, what news did we have? Okay. So on Monday, we had medium impact news at 10 a.m. Okay. So we had no major red news on Monday, but did have some medium impact news at 10 a.m. Then we had DDP speaking at 1:15. All right. So those are two things that we know before we even come to the charts. Okay. We know we have our daily signal. We know we have no major red news. We know we have medium impact news at 10 and at 1:15. Now, as the market opens up, all right, as that Monday for Sunday, really, market starts opening up on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the NASDAQ. You can see that we trigger breakout traders. We trigger a previous day's high. So not only did we have our inside day signal, now we have a signal on the day where the market breaks a previous day's high. Okay, breaks a previous day's level. Now, as we get into our, New York session, for us that trade the NASDAQ during the New York session, you can see that this market is clearly on an uptrend. This market is putting in higher highs, higher lows. Now, right at the open, this market explodes. Okay. It explodes. It explodes. Okay. Giving us a nice 1, 2. Here's our 10 a.m. medium impact news. This is in the 1, 2, 3, to the high. And as you guys can see, this is the stop hunt. This market goes about 75 uh, points outside of the 100 pip box. Okay. Here's our 100 pip box. Excuse me. From 0 to 0 is 100 pips. Okay. This market explodes right outside the 50 level, coming up to about our 75. All right. Market proceeds to stop right at 75. Okay, we're stopping right at the 75 level, then we go sideways. Okay, this market is breaking down. Market is breaking down. Okay, so everything is lining up. Okay, next candle right here, 10:30. We're in our third hour. We get this hanging man candlestick. For those that don't know, a hanging man candlestick is a reversal candlestick. Now, you do not want to just trade this candlestick by itself. You still need confirmation. All right. Next candle, 10:45, confirms the downward trend. All right. Confirms the dump. This confirms the dump. All right. So where do you want to take your entries? For me, depends on each trader is different. I like to get in at the numbers. Okay. So for me, this trade looked like this. This was my trade. This was my trade here. All right. Risk 20 points to make 100 points. Okay. So we had our signal day, inside day. We had a market gave us a signal on the day, breaking up previous day's high. Okay, we have our stop hunt, 1, 2, 3. And for those who've been following Stacy Berg, who watched Stacy Berg old videos, this was the first thing I learned from Stacy. 1, 2, 3 to the high. That was my trade. 1, 2, 3 to the high, or 1, 2, 3 to the low. My first trade after learning Stacy Berg was the 1, 2, 3 to the low. I took a trade on GU. That was my first trade. It was one. It was no signal days, none of that before. Okay, it was strict 1, 2, 3 to the low. The live video is on this channel. All right. So we have our daily signal, which is the inside day signal. The market breaks out on this on the day itself. Okay. All right. We have another signal. The market goes 1, 2, 3 right at the open. All right. 1, 2, 3 starts to break down, giving us our sideways coil. All right. Giving us this hanging man candlestick. This confirms the dump, and there's our trade. Okay, on a Monday. That's our trade on a Monday. So you got 50 to 100 points on a Monday's trade. Pump, coil, dump. Easy trade setup. So if you just master that one pattern of a pump, coil, dump, a dump, coil, pump, trap and ship, A top, V bottom, and you have your signal day, that's all you need. And if you can understand a little bit of candlesticks, all right, I advise you guys to study the Candlestick Bible. Stacy studied it. Now, when it goes to our Wednesday trade, okay, what do we need first? We need a daily signal. Well, I need a daily signal, okay? You need a daily signal. What signal day did we get? We have another inside day signal. What is the inside day signal, you ask? Inside day signal is when a market closes inside of a daily range, closes inside of a previous day's high and a previous day's low. Oh, and before I forget, depending on the broker that you guys are using, okay? It also depends on the broker that you guys are using. We all use different brokers, so have your levels accordingly, okay? Some of us might not even get an inside day signal, maybe breach one of these daily levels. So, but the broker that I'm using is a Wanda on TradingView, so it gives me an inside day signal. That is a market when a market closes inside of the previous day's range. So a market closes inside of a previous day's high and a previous day's low. Next thing that I can check before the market opens is the news. What news events do I have? So on Tuesday, we have major red news out at 10 a.m. So with the major red news being out at 10 a.m., we're not doing anything until after 10. Well, I'm not doing anything until after 10. So I have my inside day signal, have my daily signal. Okay. Once again, just like on Monday, the market breaks out on the day. Okay. During our London session, it breaks out on the day, triggering the previous day's low. We're also in a new month. Okay. New month, new timing cycle. All right. We break out on the day. Okay. Heading into our New York session, the market proceeds to reverse back to the upside. Okay. Putting in higher highs, higher lows. Okay. New York Stock Exchange opens up at 9:30. All right. It engulfs the previous candle, but we know we have major red news out at 10 a.m. So we're just sitting on our hands, keeping our hands under our butt, and we're just waiting until the market give us confirmation that, we will be looking for our setup. And what setup are you hunting? Okay. What setup are you hunting? pump coil dump, dump coil pump, trap and shift, A top, B bottom. Here's our 10 a.m. major red news, okay? Giving us an engulfing right off of a level, right? Right off of double zero, we get an engulfing at 10 a.m., right at 10 a.m. All right, so this was my trade. And then so my trade was just like this. I took this trade, same trade, okay? Same trade. This was the trade, 100 points. But as you guys can see that this market went all the way to our monthly level, right? This was an ACB. So even if you throw the EMAs on there, all time frames align, okay? There is no reason to short this market. All time frames align, guys. All time frames align, all right? So we had our daily signal. We had a signal on the day itself, okay? Had a signal on the day itself. Market breaks a previous day's low. We had our major red news. So we sit back and we wait until after major red news. All right. Major red news closes as an engulfing candle. That's the signal to get in. You can get in right at the 50 level, depending on the broker that you're using. Okay. The round numbers may be different. All right. Or you can just enter in right off a closing price. And if you're using a smaller time frame, such as the 5 minute time frame, you could have finessed this even better. And as you guys can see that it all lined up with the EMAs. Okay. It all lined up with all time frame traders. So like Stacey always says, you can only trade in one direction. Okay. This was a trap and shift. This was trap and shift. Okay. If you're on a 15-minute time frame, this was a V bottom, trap and shift. Now, if you're on a smaller time frame, such as the 5 minute, maybe it was a little smaller, dump, coil, and pump. All right. But either way, it was the same setup, guys. Same setup. Same setup. Okay. So you had the buy set, excuse me, you had the buy set up on Wednesday and you had the sell set up on a Monday. Okay. So those were the two trades. Just wanted to do this video for that trader. Hope you got value out of this video. If so, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. That's all I got. Peace and love. Have a good one. And like always, man, be the reason someone smiles today. Okay. Be the reason someone smiles today. Peace and love. Have a good one, family.